Starmen Podcast.
Hello and welcome to Starman Talk to Talks. I'm your host, Devin. With me is David and Cody.
Hey everybody.
Greetings to everyone!
Hey guys, we're going to talk card games.
Yay, card games!
Woohoo!
As activities go, it's kind of lame, but never mind that, we'll play a card game. You can shake your head all you want, Cody. I said it. We're
Yeah.
keeping it.
Alright. Children's card games.
From Magic to Yu-Gi-Oh! To Pokemon.
And some weird ones.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know there was a SpongeBob card game at one point?
Oh, I imagine there was.
Surprised.
There was the Ultimate Fighter system card game.
Okay.
Take fighters from different fighting games and put them in a card game.
Like legally or just knockoffs?
No, legally.
Alright.
Like, I could have Cervantes versus Ryu.
Alright.
That is pretty cool.
Definitely makes it interesting.
Definitely makes it interesting, and deck building was kind of obnoxious. I don't think that's why the game did too well.
You only have the starter pack. You also should have gotten these booster packs.
And then good luck trying to figure out how to build a deck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's very important.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Yep. Sometimes you're better off with just using the starter deck. At least it was balanced and understandable.
This booster deck has several new rules to go with it.
Yeah.
Like that sort of thing.
Yeah, sort of like that. Or it's a weird mechanic that the character uses to make them work.
You can use this move, but only on a Wednesday.
Yeah. And when the moon is full.
And when it's raining.
And your opponent has to be wearing a flower.
Are we making up rules or are those actual rules?
I think we're making up rules.
Okay, it's hard to tell sometimes.
I hope we're making up rules.
So, yeah, the main thing we're going to focus on is not on just specific card games, but why a lot of these come into existence and then fail.
Because they're not thought through quick enough.
That's one good reason. The rules for some of these are so obscure and abstract that it's hard to grasp how you play.
Yeah.
And then trying to teach that to someone.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah. It's alright if I understand the rules, but if I can't teach that to someone else.
Yeah, like I had one that I just couldn't figure out how to play. Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I remember you showing me Cyberpunk. I tried to read the rules on that, and I still couldn't quite grasp what was
They
going.
were convoluted rules. It was an interesting concept, but it was bad.
Yes, developers, it's very important for your game to have coherent rules.
Yeah. I don't mind if you're unique and you try something different, but if that something different is really hard to understand,
Then you might as well just be making Uno.
yeah.
You're not wrong.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic do very well, but I don't know why.
I'm assuming Yu-Gi-Oh! Is still because of the show, but Magic I've never understood.
Yeah. Magic's simplistic enough to teach, though.
There we go.
My biggest draw to it was like someone showed it to me and I understood it completely.
Alright.
Easy to learn, hard to master style of game.
Alright, that makes sense. That explains why it's been around for so long.
Yeah. And then it's just like building your deck builds your strategy, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
The strategy's in the building.
Yeah. And making card combination work.
Alright. After that, it's just the heart of the cards.
You're definitely a master at that.
Oh yeah, no. Should I say it? Fuck.
For
Cody has never really beaten me at a card game.
But then again, should we be surprised?
Like, he has his days where he's, like, really good or really lucky. He just, I don't know, your strategy goes out the window against mine.
Yep. Well, your strategy is, let's say, chaotic at times.
Yeah, sometimes my strategy is I have no strategy.
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't seen him chaotic.
Oh, yeah, no. We won't go into stories because we'd be here all night with dumb
No.
Okay.
stories about my gaming days. But, yeah, I used to be a big Magic player. I played all the card games, really. Yeah, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Redakai, Ultimate Fighting System, Warlords or something, Warhammer.
Alright.
Trying to think, Dice Masters, which is a dice game more than a card game,
Alright.
and like Mage Knight and Hero Clicks for figure games.
Yeah.
So,
Here's our card game. What gimmick can we use to make it different?
yeah, no, that's part of the reason that they fail is either they're bland or they're too different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to nail like a new way of playing.
Yeah. Change is only good if it's for the better.
Yeah.
Remember when Yu-Gi-Oh! Tried to do a Dungeon Master thing?
Yep.
That failed epically.
Which is
I-
sad because the concept wasn't a bad idea.
Just the execution.
Just the horrible execution of it.
Yeah, my cousin bought it and regretted it. I tried playing it and I'm like, this is bad.
Can't be more complicated than most, though. Or was it?
I don't remember the rulings to it, so I can't really
I don't
say.
either because it was like 15 years ago, maybe.
Alright. That's fair.
All I know is we never played it after that.
Wacky card games.
Yep, and I prefer now the standalone sets where you buy just one thing and that's it.
Instead of having to buy expansion upon expansion.
And boosters, and you get random cards and
Yeah, so like one I have would be like that. Might be Star Realms.
yeah. Or the deck builder games like Power Stone or Thunderstone, I think it is.
Alright.
Legendary.
Oh yeah,
And
Star
Dominion.
Realms is a deck building.
Where you still build your deck, but at the same time, everything's in the box, so you don't need to go buy expansions.
Yeah, that is nice.
I wonder if there was ever a card game where you automatically had to buy a booster out of the box.
Yeah. Redakai was interesting because it used to launch where you could play the booster packs out of the box in a quick match game.
Oh, alright.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, because it came with a character, transformation, and 4 or 5 attack cards.
Alright. That's different, I'll give you that.
Much different. So I didn't like if you just wanted a quick match, you and your buddy just bought a booster pack, and then
Alright.
if you wanted an actual battle, you need 3 hero cards, so 3 boosters at the least.
Alright.
That is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, it's not often you find games where you just need to buy 3 boosters to be able to play
Yeah.
a full
It's-
match.
Recommend that you buy a starter pack, but
Oh yeah.
we did all right with 3 boosters. It's just
Definitely sounds like an interesting game.
What killed it?
Just not well known, and I think the TV adaptation didn't go well.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
It always sucks when the TV adaptations kill games.
Yep.
I don't know. Magic doesn't have a TV adaptation. It's still doing good.
Yeah, that's why, because it doesn't have a TV adaptation ruining it.
Ugh. Yeah, that's a shame when the secondary, damn it, secondary material ruins the primary one.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Ugh.
However, though, there were comic books of Magic the Gathering.
Alright.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, it's okay if it's a comic book, if it's a TV show, it's serious business.
Yeah. As well as actual novels were written for it.
Alright.
Yeah, I think I've seen that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I remember you can get what's called a fat pack, which is, I think, a starter, 10 booster packs, and it comes with the novel
Holy.
Oh, wow.
for like $30 or something.
Yeah, that sounds like a fat pack, alright.
Okay, yeah. That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. They're usually launched at the start of each new set.
I wonder if the novels are any good.
Some were not bad. I remember having one or two that I was like, okay, that was actually a really good read.
Okay.
Stories from Magic the Gathering.
Yeah. And what else are we looking at here on the list? So, it also matters what franchise you can get for your game.
Right.
Because if you can get like DC or Marvel on board with your comic book style card game, it does much better than if it was trying to stand alone.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, for most people, DC and Marvel are the only ones that exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
That's why I think HeroClix did a little better than Mage Knight at the end.
Alright.
Like, I think even Capcom tossed its hat in with the Resident Evil deck building game.
Yeah, with the Resident Evil deck building game.
Oh, I thought only Final Fantasy did that. I didn't know Resident Evil did too.
Yeah. Final Fantasy had a card game, but I didn't know they had a deck building game.
Alright.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong, sorry.
Yeah, it might be you're thinking of the card game that we were playing.
Alright. I just remember there being boosters.
That's the that's the card game.
Alright.
Yep.
I guess my question now is why do people get into this if there's a low chance of success?
Because it's either you're bored and you're looking for something new and it might be a hit for your friends.
Alright.
That's usually why I get into them.
Alright.
Or it's because it has a franchise that you like to collect anyway, so.
Yeah, that's kind of why I got into the Final Fantasy one.
So the collector in you gets on board, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting to know. Hey, everyone, it's a card game. Alright. Hey, everyone, it's a card game of something you know. Yay!
Shut up and take my money.
That's pretty much it.
It's like, oh, there's a new card game out. Okay. It has Final Fantasy. Shut up and take my money.
Jeez. No one can see that, Cody.
Stop making motions no one can see.
What I hate is when I get into card games and then I find out they died.
Yeah, you have a bad habit of either getting into a card game that has already died
Yep.
or is on the way out.
Yep.
And thus you waste your money on a game that's not going to succeed.
Yeah. Because it looks shiny to them.
No, I mainly got into the ones I got into because of the series they were involved.
fair enough, but I think you've got a few there where I don't think you had a reason. You just thought it looked cool.
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Cautionary tale, Cody. Not everything from what you like will be successful.
The other thing is, some games die because of the expense they cost.
Oh yeah, card games can get expensive.
Yeah.
Especially some of those rare ones.
Yeah. I'm also talking figures because I think it's one of the Star Trek ones, but their figures go for way too much money to be like they're more of a collectible than they are a game.
Yeesh.
They attack me.
Yeah. I mean, Mage Knight was $12 for 8 figures in a box
Alright.
for a booster.
Okay.
So not bad, but like that gets pricey.
Yeah.
After a while. And then they become requirements.
Yeah.
And you're paying $150 total.
And then some because it's random draw, right? So
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
you might open a box and get like 3 of the same guy.
Ugh. Have fun trading those off.
Yeah.
Like, think I read online somewhere that one time some guy opened it and got all the same.
Yep.
I'd be like, I'm done.
Yeah, that's where you kind of evaluate. Maybe I'll not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm done with your game. Bye.
Never liked random draw, I'll tell you that right now.
But there's a collector in you that's like, no, I gotta open another pack because maybe that was just a fluke.
It's like a drug, that thing.
Yeah, it plays on your
Yeah.
addiction to opening.
Yeah. What exciting prize will I get in this? A boxing glove. Oh, I got that last time. Yay.
But there's always that chance you can get the super rare shiny card.
Oh.
Then you can be the cool kid.
Yeah, I got that luck once back when I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
And was the card banned shortly after?
No.
Luckily enough.
Alright. Yeah, that's the other problem. Getting a good card and find out it's banned.
Yeah, because it's too good.
Yeah. Right, you have a rare card, you got no way to use it. Have fun.
Yeah, that's
Unless they
another
have
thing.
open tournaments where ban cards are now allowed. But
Yeah. That's another thing about card games, like the ban lists.
yeah, or the updated list of what's legal for Magic. Still, I think, still does this where it's the last 3 expansions are legal, and then anything else before that is not legal.
Yeah.
Ugh, the rules.
Yeah. So you're constantly buying boosters and updating your decks to newer decks, and it's
It's never ending.
Ugh, that sounds like a headache.
yeah, it's kind of why I got out of Magic because it was just so much to keep up with,
Alright.
and then new rules and new mechanics were being added, and it's just
Started to become a money sink.
yeah,
Like a lot of things.
yeah. We got to make our money somehow, so let's make sure that you're constantly buying upgrades.
Yeah. And following the rules. To get the most enjoyment out of your card game.
Like, I know there is one card game that I know never took off. Because somebody just handed it to me and is like, here. And it was based on an anime, Initial D.
Okay.
It was like a racing card game.
Okay.
I'm like, they handed me the cards and I was like, thanks. And then it never took off.
Of course.
I'm like,
That almost led to like a mysterious tale where Cody gets like a magical like deck of cards that just unlocks a journey for him.
that would be interesting.
Does sound like the opening to a movie.
Yeah. Or like some sort of dumb anime.
All right.
Like he gets sucked into this world where that's all. Like the world is that card game,
Yeah.
and the only reason the guy gave it to him because he wanted out of that world.
And then one like card game I wish had taken off was a one based on the anime Gundam.
Yeah, that
Gundam
wouldn't.
War. Yeah.
Sorry, Dave. No.
Yeah, that wouldn't have taken off. I know in your heart of hearts you'd want it to, but
Oh yeah, but I think it did well for a while and then
Yeah.
tapered off.
Yeah, as most of these do.
yeah.
For whatever reason or another.
Yeah, you can say that for a lot of them.
Yeah. And again, it's either it didn't become popular, it was too expensive, it was too hard to get boosters for,
I'm assuming the latter two.
or very convoluted.
Yeah, that as well.
Like the Digimon card game.
Oh, that's right. They had a card game as well. And how convoluted was that sucker?
I still don't know how to play the thing.
Ugh.
I made a deck just based on things online, and then I tried to follow the rules, and I still couldn't figure it out.
That's not good.
Yeah.
That is not a good design.
I really didn't like the game. I bought the starter. I didn't like the game at all.
Yeah.
Like, this is so stupid.
What do all these numbers mean? Am I winning?
Am I winning yet?
No. No, you think you are, but you're not.
Yeah.
And then Duel Masters.
Yeah.
That's
Nobody wins there. You just do a little better each time.
I was just like, what is this game?
It's a card game with monsters, Cody.
Yeah, like the Yu-Gi-Ohs.
That's literally what it was, a Yu-Gi-Oh ripoff.
Yeah.
I think the show was the same, just duels and tournaments or something.
Yeah, and like, both were stupid.
Yeah. That's another thing that will kill your game is if it's a blatant rip-off of someone else's.
Yep.
Yep.
Or just too silly.
Yeah, just too silly. Or if there's a lot of friggin' setup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, took a half an hour to set this thing up. Better be worth it. 2 minutes
Done. 15 or 10 minutes later, you're done on the game.
Yeah. Oh, it took more to set up than play the freaking thing.
Yep. I've had board games that are like that.
Yeah, so did I. Ugh. Oh, Hero Quest, why did I get you?
Because it looked cool at the time.
Yes, it did.
Mine is Battle War. Try setting that up and then having a game with a friend. And realizing you wasted your life.
Oh, what a sad fate.
Yeah.
Get
It's a
rid of
fun
it.
game. It's just there's gotta be an easier setup system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Complicated board games, why do you exist?
Because people want to try something new and don't want to get into the card games.
And then end up regretting their choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just as complicated as the card game. It also comes with boosters.
Did you buy all the expansions yet for this? Otherwise, you're not going to be getting the enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me I had to.
Ugh. Remember video board games?
Yep.
Those didn't last long either.
No. Because they're just trying to replicate the video game in a board game format.
Oh yeah. Those.
Yeah.
The most infamous one being Nightmare.
Yeah.
It had like 4 or 5 expansions.
Oh, okay. You're talking about video
Board games, yeah.
I thought you meant video game board games.
No, no, I didn't.
Okay. We were on different pages there for a moment.
Yep.
I was on his page.
Yes. Okay, I was the odd one out. I was picking like the Donkey Kong and Pac-Man board games.
Jeez, I remember there was a Mario board game.
Yeah.
Like, just why? It's the game, but in a board game format.
Yeah.
Why?
Clue, apparently.
What's wrong with Clue?
Yeah.
They had a video on. Like, they had a videotape version of Clue.
Oh, okay. So it's just trying to spice it up a bit.
Yeah.
Or following a trend,
Yeah.
we should say.
I'll lean towards following a trend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that. Well, that's not surprising. Star Trek Next Generation had a video board game for no reason.
Oh, wow.
My favorite was when they tried to update a classic to make it more modern,
Oh, that's horrible.
like the Monopoly having an electronic bank system.
Yeah, because that's what kids want to do. Play with an electronic bank
Yeah.
that runs on batteries and doesn't work like it's supposed to.
Yeah. You get
like-
little plastic cards that are supposed to read what numbers you have, but they never do.
It's not working. It's not working.
I don't know, I guess it does prepare you for real life.
Yeah. Get ready to have a useless card with you.
Parents are like, you bought this for him.
Oh, no, like the electronic battleship was also annoying.
Never played it.
How bad was it?
You just typed in the numbers you could just easily say.
God damn.
Ugh. I'm sure that caught on well.
Yeah, no, I really didn't.
Let's just make something more complicated than it needs to be.
That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Mousetrap.
God.
Okay, how do you actually play Mousetrap?
Don't know.
Because
Never
every
played.
kid I've known that had it would just set up the toys to make a little convoluted thing to watch.
Oh, like a Ruth Goldberg machine.
Yeah.
Well, that works better than the actual game. How is that one still popular?
Because it had wacky parts that kids just like to play with.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah. One I saw that looked interesting was 13 Dead End Drive.
I had that game. That actually was a fun game.
Like, that always seemed interesting to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, I remember when they had claymation board games.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, you mean Grape Escape in that?
yeah, and that bug one I keep
Splat.
reading. There we go. Thank you.
I had that too.
What's more fun than playing with clay, kids?
Playing a board game with it where you can crush the buggers.
Yeah.
Or chop them in half or whatever.
Yay!
They're horribly sadistic if you play Grape Escape.
Yeah.
It just sounds like it's training you to be a serial killer.
Now just sadistic between non-humans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, with that, guys, we're going to run out of time here, so we'll call it here. But we might touch back on this.
All right.
Until then, I'm your host, Devin.
Cody, peace out.
Damn it, see you later.
Have a good one, guys.